instead of the traditional spinach artichoke dip, which is delicious because it's laden with a lot of cheese and fat, that's great. But the rest of the year, you could feel really great about eating this super soup. It's spinach artichoke soup. It tastes a whole lot like spinach artichoke dip with just a fraction of the calories and some great nutrition. Cooking it up in the pot, I've added some stock to our artichoke hearts or bottoms, about 3 cups total, a large or 2 medium onions, several cloves of garlic, cooking together with your choice of 1 peeled russet potato diced, or 1 can of cannellini beans. That's our thickening agent that'll make it taste creamy, even though the soup is completely dairy-free, until I put cheese all over it at my house. Whatever. So that's cooking away in here. When it comes to the spinach, I like the texture of just wilting the spinach into the creamy base. So I'm going to puree the artichoke base and finish by adding in spinach. Baby spinach, I think, disintegrates right down to nothing. It just wilts away and kind of just gets stuck in your teeth. The happy medium for me is what they usually label farm spinach, and it's kind of medium-sized leaves. And I think the quickest way to stem this is to line up all your stems, just sort of pull them down so they're kind of even, get most of your leafy tops all together, and then, not to be graphic, but rip the head off the dolly. You take a big old pile. Again, it's going to wilt right down, but it's got a little more texture, a little more oomph to it than just those little baby leaves. And then you just coarse chop this, and we're going to fold that or wilt it into the soup last minute. When the soup comes to a full boil, remember we've already sweat out our onions, right? We got them nice and tender with our garlic. Then we added the beans and the artichokes. So now we're going to take these little handheld blenders, I think are fabulous, the immersion blenders. We're going to put that into the pot, or you can do it in 2 stages in a large blender or your food processor. So we're finishing up our figure-friendly spinach and artichoke soup. If you love spinach and artichoke dip, man, are you going to love this dreamy soup. So now we've pureed our artichoke white bean or artichoke potato soup. That's what makes it look creamy and thick. And last second, wilt in your spinach. And then the nice surprise for flavor is a little bit of acidity. Throw in a splash of lemon juice right at the end, and it just makes all the difference in the world. Now, check it out. Again, this soup has no dairy. It's not creamed soup at all. You get that texture just from pureed white bean. Look at that. It looks so thick and delicious. Now, as I said, this is a vegan or vegetarian dish at this point. But when you come around my house, we finish this with lots of Parmigiano Reggiano cheese. And now, technically, it's also gluten-free unless you're eating with John, who insists on bread at every meal. I'm not allowed to toast bread on my show because I set it on fire. Jeanette, bring out the bread. Lovely Jeanette, thank you. So this is technically bruschetta, by the way. A bruschetta, not bruschetta, is not a tomato-topped piece of bread. It simply means a charred piece of bread. My favorite way to top bruschetta is to rub it while still hot with garlic, and it gets into the nooks and crannies. And then you drizzle it with good fruity EVOO. Hang on. This is where I would scream for John to open the envelope. I'm gonna win! Yes! Drizzle it with olive oil, and then hit it with flaky sea salt. That's the big boy over here, actually. It's like salt snow that you kind of rub into the bread. And then this is the scarpetta. You take the charred bread when you're done with the soup, and you wipe the bowl with it.